Hey dudes and dudettes, some of you would like to roleplay and kill Flind without using Tadpole powers. This video is made with that premise. I'm going to assume you're level 4 for this fight, although level 3 works as well, with some little tweaks of spells used. I tried this method 10 times and it worked 10 times, so I think you'll be able to pull it off every single time, regardless of the class you play. You don't need any special gear, you can do it with the starting gear. But of course, it will be helpful if you have the Sword of Justice for Lae'zel, a couple of +1 gear from the shop, some grease bottles, and ice arrows. The gear that I'm using will be in the description. I'll be using Shadowheart, Gale, and Lae'zel for this fight. You can switch Lae'zel with Astarion if you don't have the Sword of Justice, but I think Gale is better than Will for this fight due to the variety of situational spells that he has. As with all my combat guides, this is just what I found to be the most effective and have the least risk according to my playstyle. If you have another method that worked for you, feel free to share it so others can approach differently. Давай! I think there are two advantageous positions that we may attack from, the path on the west and the hill on the east. The benefit from the west is that the enemies come at you from afar, and you don't trigger the Zentruin conversation right away after the battle ends. Plus, you might be able to go in turn-based mode to kill the Tadpole from Flind. The benefit from the east is that you have advantage on attacks from being on the hill. The enemies have disadvantage on range attacks, you're in closer range to all enemies, you have potential cover if you fall back enough, and you have a choke point. The downside is that you probably won't be able to kill the Tadpole because the cutscene triggers to the closest character shortly after you finish the fight. I'll use the east approach for this method since it requires little to no micromanagement in positioning. Flind has a lot of strength and constitution, so it's better to use spell slots that don't rely on such saving throws. Shadowheart's spell slots should be Guiding Bolt, Bless, Healing Word, Aid, and Inflict Wounds. Everything else is optional, but Command Halt is probably what you would like to take as well. Gale's spell slots should be Magic Missile, Shatter, Mage Armor, Thunder Wave, and Featherfall. I advise casting the preparation spells in this order: Aid, Mage Armor, Shield of Fate from Lae'zel, Featherfall, Psionic Jump, Bless, and finally Mirror Image. Although it might not matter since you will probably finish the fight before any of them run out. Put all of your party in sneak mode and approach slightly forward. When you are about 8 meters away from the knoll, you may enter turn-based mode to stop the spell timers and do the next steps accurately. Move Gale near the edge of the cliff, your main character near the top, Lae'zel and Shadowheart behind the knoll. Now you're in battle position. I advise using Lae'zel to attack first in order to trigger the surprise effect on the knolls, and immediately use Shatter on the 3 knolls near the flames. Use a pinning shot from the main character on Flind or any movement impairing ability if you're a spellcaster, and you may use basic attack or inflict wounds from Shadowheart on the knoll. The battle has begun and everyone is under the surprise effect. You will have an extra round of attacks due to the surprise round. Use Shatter again to finish off the knolls you didn't kill. Eliminate the knoll on the hill with Lae'zel and perhaps use an Arrow of Ice or Guiding Bolt on Flind. In some cases, you may want to throw a grease bottle on the stairs to discourage the knolls from coming. But it's not crucial. In the second round, Flind will initiate conversation from below the hill while your main character is on top of the hill, and depending on whether you block the path, he will either come towards you or use a range attack. In the third round, or if Flind reaches you, focus all of your attacks on Flind, and ignore the rest of the knolls regardless if they are low on health or not. Make sure Shadowheart is in front with the mirror images in order to tank any attacks, and all your ranged damage dealers are on the hill. Use Gale's magic missiles to deal reliable damage and keep using movement impairing abilities with your other characters to control Flind's movement. In the case he hits Shadowheart, you can throw healing potions at her, but I don't think he will even reach her. Repeat this process of turtling on top of the hill until you finish off the rest of the gnolls. After you kill the gnolls, the Zhentarim will come out of the cave and be like,
"We're Zhentarim."
and you'll be like, "I don't give a fuck." Kill them too and take the artifact so you can feed Gale's addiction. The rewards are 300 XP from killing the gnolls, 20 from rescuing the Zhentarim, then 100 from killing the Zhentarim, and 60 for finishing the whole ordeal. A couple of alchemist fires, Flint's mace, and a magic metal ball that Gale can suck on. Hope you found this helpful, dudes. Have fun and have a beautiful day.